When you think about combat in video games, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Go ahead. Think of a game that, in your opinion, has the best combat system out there. I'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. Time's up. Did you maybe thought about Elden Ring?
Can't see anything. Can't fucking see anything. I'm getting so mad. I'm getting so fucking mad. Fuck!
Ugh. Maybe God of War? That one's not bad, but I have another one in mind. Let's try Sekiro.
Big move! Yeah! Ooh, so close! Sweet Jesus Christ. Alright, good practice. Warm up.
That's the spirit. Let me try with the classic next. Maybe Ocarina of Time? Such a timeless classic. Well, here's what I have in mind when I talk about combat in video games. This here is Vindictus. In my opinion, this game has one of the best combat systems out there. Don't believe me? Go ahead, have a watch. That's some gameplay I recorded earlier today while I was playing, and I cannot describe how much fun I had with this game. But anyways, that's not the main point of this video. I want to develop a combat system, because I'm getting kinda tired of Souls-like games. Now, I'm only a programmer, and I realized that in order to get something that looks even remotely similar to Vindictus, it's gonna take a lot. With this in mind, I started a new Unity project. At first, I thought I could just use the third-person starter assets, But while these comes with a lot of useful things, it also comes with a lot of things that I don't really need. So I changed my mind and decided that it's probably a better idea to start from scratch. That way I'm a little more familiar with what I'm doing and I'm not relying in an asset from the beginning. So to start, I put in the classic capsule. I added a cube to it and shaped it so I just so I know which way is front. And then I used a tutorial to kind of do the movement. I wanted to do it from scratch, but I realized why reinvent the wheel when I can just go in, take a tutorial, and just transform that code into something that I can comprehend and shape it to what I need. So one tutorial later, and this is how my movement looks so far. Then I wanted to keep it simple and just keep using my basic shapes, but I realized I suck at animating in Unity, even if it's just basic shapes. So from here I decided to borrow some assets from the asset store. I found this pretty cool stylized free character asset in the store, so I decided to pick it up and put it into my game just to use for now. I realized this guy has a lot of pretty good quality assets and they are pretty stylish too, so if this keeps going then maybe I might grab some more assets and actually pay for them. Now that I have my assets, I threw them into my project and migrated all my scripts into this new character. And then I realized that this does not work the same in a capsule versus an actual character, so my orientation and all my other reference points for my camera were a little bit hard to get. And also, since the capsule was turning, but in reality I want to turn with the animation, it also presented some issues there, so I had to mess a lot with animations to get them working correctly. And while I am a little familiar with the animator system in Unity, I am in no way an expert, so back to the tutorials we go. This time I found this other guy called I Heart Game Dev, and he has a pretty extensive guide to the animations in Unity. Like, it's incredible. I definitely recommend it. So after following the tutorial and learning about blend trees, I was able to get my animations working pretty sweet. So you can see that it ramps up and then it slows down pretty nicely. Next, I wanted to implement a mechanic where you can sheath and unsheath your weapon, and depending on that, the character will either lock to the front or be able to spin around in 360. So I got that second part done. Next is going to be changing the code a little bit into something that works for me. So after coding for a little while and adding some animations for my combat, I think I got it pretty good. Essentially, when the character unsheaths its weapon, the camera locks to the front. Next, I wanted to create a combo system. For this one, I was even more lost than the other two. Like, I feel like the other two I would have been able to figure out myself, but this one I have no idea where to start. So time for tutorials again. Luckily, I found this guy that has a pretty nice setup going. Basically, he uses scriptable objects to store information on damage and combo counter, and then he's using an animation override to plug into the animator controller and just literally overwrite whatever animation you're playing for your combo. I think it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's what I understood. So I started coding this in, and I also borrowed some more assets from the store. This time is from a paid bundle from Kevin Iglesias. He's on the asset store and has a bunch of animations in there. I thought I could snag some of those to make my combos. And this is how it looks once I implemented it into my project. At this point, I also implemented a stamina system, basically running and attacking depletes stamina, and I also implemented a UI for it, which of course worked on the first try. And that's pretty much about all my progress for now. This is all condensed from maybe 8 hours of work, so a full day. Um, I have some other things that I have already implemented, like a blocking mechanic and an enemy, which you can already see in this video, but it's not working the way I wanted to, and I'm not too happy with it. So maybe next time. Thank you for watching, and if you are interested in where these might go, consider joining in and subscribing. Thank you.
Fuck!